Ashley Victoria Robinson.
And I'm Jay Washington.
And we're here to review Black Lightning Season 2, Episode 14, Book of Secrets, Chapter 4, Original Sin. And if you haven't seen this episode, you might want to come back later because there will be spoilers. The sins of Lynn and Jefferson's past come back to haunt them in the present day. Jay Washington, welcome back after
this long break we had.
So long.
I understood why they had to have it though, but it's like, yo, I was getting good. I had to go on a break, but I'm always glad to be here with you.
Aww. Just feels like ages and ages since we were together in the writer's room, hanging out and watching Lamont's episode.
Which was funny because I hit up Ashley last minute. I was like, if you want to go, let me know. She was like, what time? I think I can make that.
And I was late. It was awesome. But we're here to talk about a whole new episode. And I was going to talk about the cool cinematography that opened up and the cool shot of the Garfield logo. But we got Lala back, who I forgot existed.
But that's great. That's great that you did forget, because it shows how this show will do callbacks to characters and scenes from a while ago where your brain will forget, but then you see you're like, oh damn, where have they been?
And he's a great character, and they fooled us when they did the Suicide Squad movie, or they fooled me into thinking that was Tattoo Man, but it wasn't.
It was Diablo.
And now we have real Tattoo Man, and he's awesome, and it was so cool to see him back, and to see Earl and LaWanda back as well, because LaWanda was such a huge part of Season 1. So to have them come full circle, especially...
As well as Will.
Yeah, especially with what happens in this episode, I thought was such a strong way to open the episode.
And you thought that because of course not seeing Lala, you wouldn't see LaWanda, Will anymore. And they're more interactive with him
so much
this
more
time as opposed to how they were before. You later on in the episode, you actually see LaWanda physically restrain him. And it's like, wait, how does this work?
It's kind of like in Toy Story 4, how the rules are now all out the window. It's kind of like, how do the rules work with these ghosts now? But I think that's exciting that we're seeing his power grow and change.
I love the confrontation with Jefferson, because like it's one point when he tells
quote
him,
off.
Man, they quoted Churchill and Shakespeare. Shouts out to educated black shows.
And there was a Langston Hughes reference last episode.
So listen, I see what you're doing, putting stuff to make people want to go read. They're good smart. But no,
I mean, it's set in school.
But the thing is, too, how when the interaction happens, Jefferson has to remind himself there's cameras that's recording everything. Because he was about to try to fry Lala.
Oh, man. What would you call that combo? Lala and fries? Lala shake?
You get an extra crispy Lala.
Yeah.
With a bit of ghost on the side.
Someone please Photoshop that, and we can sell it at Jitters, and it'll be wildly successful. Another exciting thing that happened this episode, we finally got the montage of designing Jennifer's suit that we've seen since last year.
Which is dope, because we know what's coming. We know what it's going to look like, thanks to the CW press release. But to see how they put it together, and he's like, I'm working out the kinks on it. It's not like it was just, hey, I already had a suit made for you.
I also love that she has like a reference in mind, and they think it's too much like a pop star, which feels like a very Jennifer move to me. Like she would be like, oh, here's a Solange outfit, I'd like to look like this, or like here's a Lady Gaga outfit, I want to look like that.
I don't blame her.
And then I love that Gamby has an OG Black Lightning suit just casually hanging around the corner, and it truly looked awesome.
First of all,
I was kind of hoping he was going to get in it.
The suit looks so dope. But I'm mad because when we did the set visit, that suit wasn't hanging up. Okay? Because I'd had pictures with the suit.
Oh, I bet you would have.
But no, it was good to see it, and it was good to watch, everything the way it developed. And when you hear how he's trying to tell Jen, listen, I got to work on this. This is about protect. It's not from you being you protecting people, is the suit protecting you.
Yeah, which we saw Jefferson struggle with in Season 1.
Yeah, because he had the new LED system on.
I like it. I don't know why everyone's got such a problem with it.
It's so bulky.
I like it. Maybe he's bulky, Jay. Maybe he's just a large man.
Have we not seen what Chris Williams did? We've seen him without a shirt, okay?
More, please.
But yeah, I like it. I like what they were doing with this. Because we're hitting to that crescendo, because it's almost over, 16 episodes.
Yeah.
And so we're building. And everything is going to start, like, these are not even filler episodes. They're like, here it comes. here it comes, here it comes. And so that's what I loved a lot about what we saw in that.
They also do that with Bill Duke's character, and he comes in and basically lays down the law of what I would expect a real government official to act like if they were confronted with pod kids, with people with metahuman powers. And we've known from the beginning that he's evil. We've known that he's kind of been set up to operate in this moral gray area. But this first scene with him I thought was really exceptional, and it's something that I think superheroes, and particularly like the Arrowverse, shies away from.
Yeah, they don't want to show you the government. Like Argus, they'll tease Argus doing dirty stuff, but they really won't show it.
Yeah, well, because we like Lila, so we're not going to make her like that bad.
But we didn't care that much for Amanda Waller, and they still didn't show it.
Well...
but with the ASA, we're seeing how dirty and how rough he can go, and how Agent Odell is, but it's also setting up for everything else, because he keeps referencing what's coming. What's coming. So that's
the Outsiders. Just give us the Outsiders.
I believe we're gonna. I mean, we got the Masters of Disaster, so I think we're gonna get the Outsiders soon. We have to eventually, but to see what they did in this. Also, here's a question: how can Lynn use a cell phone in a giant ass block of concrete? I want to know what type of Wi-Fi she's on.
Well, she's on black lightning power.
That's a hellified cell phone play.
It's like in the Shazam trailer. Your cell phone's charging, your cell phone's charging, yours. It's called a convenient plot device, Jay. And if that's our only argument with the episode, I think they're doing a pretty good job. My only complaint is we didn't get enough Henderson in this episode.
Well, again, it's building up the whole thing with him, tracking down everybody that's happening. He's still an essential part of it. We haven't pushed him back.
No, and it was nice to check in with him.
Yes.
Like, we've always checked in with him in every episode, and it's a nice reminder that they do have, like, a Gordon-esque ally. We're not forgetting him the way, like, Quentin Lance would often be forgotten when he was still alive for entire arcs of Arrow.
Well, we had to write him off as he was in rehab.
Yeah.
Remember that before he died? He was an alcoholic.
Yes. So, can we talk about the most badass thing in this episode? Jefferson pulling the bullet out of his body with his powers? Okay,
listen. I wish we'd have known I understand he controls electricity, but electromagnetism was something it's a whole nother level. For him pulling the bullet out and just was like, that face is, and then to cauterize his own wound, that is really hero-esque. Like, that's something a hero would do. You don't have villains who do that.
No.
Unless you have a Deathstroke who will do that.
Also, can't you smell that?
Yo!
Lala, how much coke have you done that your nose doesn't work? It would have smelled so bad.
Well, you've had souls burned on you like tattoos.
Well, maybe he's used to the
He's
smell.
Just like, smell like Tuesday. That's probably what he, felt like. But it was so much with this one as well. Like, we can't confirm officially that they killed Todd.
No.
They said the body found was Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never know. It might be, he's so smart.
I will say, you never know with superheroes, and if we don't see a charred corpse,
yeah, this is true.
You never know. I mean, we got another Laurel from another Earth, and we just rejiggered her personality to be exactly like regular Laurel that no one was asking for. So Todd could come back. Khalil could come back. They could all come back. I don't know what their contracts look like.
I just don't want another Laurel anywhere, ever. Ever.
Don't tweet us. We don't care.
You can tweet me about it. It's pointless. I don't care. We finally figure out officially that Grace is a shapeshifter.
Yes, I mean,
for those who knew the comic origin of what Grace Choi, her abilities were, but we see it when she is the older Chinese guy.
I just thought it was really funny that she shapeshifted into another Asian person. Like, they could have made her anyone.
I think the safest bet was to do another Asian person.
I think so, too.
Because in this day and age, let's just be real, okay? If Grace Choi, an Asian woman, would have turned into a white man, the outrage on the internet for no reason.
I have two thoughts about that.
Okay, go ahead.
It would have been so bad from a narrative perspective. Like, I'm not advocating that was the choice that they made. But if it was real life, that would be the best possible choice. No one's going to come.
Nobody looks after a white dude. If I had a choice, I'm blacking at 3:15 in the morning, okay? Yeah. If I can shapeshift to get out of a bad situation, I'm becoming a white dude named Brad, okay? just want to know.
With loafers on.
With loafers and a polo shirt.
Oh my God! Yes, and he lived in Beverly Hills. I just thought it was funny. But it was a good choice. Ultimately, their fight was really, really cool.
You find out that Grace can fight.
And yes, which is we've not seen a lot of Grace, and we were really teased by her when the show was first cast. And I don't know how much more we're going to get of her this season, but it was nice to be like, she has some training, she has some capabilities, and goddammit, Anissa was finally smart enough to put the puzzle pieces together, because Anissa honestly should have known by this point.
Like, at what point, when you saw her eyes change colors like that, did you not think, this chick ain't normal?
Yeah.
Like, you don't just think, oh, I thought I saw something. Look, no. You know how guys will say, I looked at the twinkle in your eyes. It ain't no goddamn twinkle. Okay? Your eyes change colors. She is like Mystique.
She's got a great beauty light from...
Here's my question, though, that I'm wondering. If they decide to do it this route, is the Grace Choi form her form? You get what I'm saying?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope. Unless she's going to change into Kelly Hu, I hope so.
But you get what I'm saying? That we don't do like a Mystique.
Yes.
Where she's a whole nother color because it's easily chromatic to change and all these things. I'm hoping that's the case. You know, I'll do some talking and some research. Probably won't find out much, but I'll find out.
But we'll see. All right, the last thing we should probably talk about is the incredibly disgusting reanimation process that we saw at the end of this episode. And when they revealed the tanks, I was like, what is happening?
Shouts out to Michael Wright. And for those who know black history and black movies,
creepiest voice of all time.
He is Eddie Kane Jr. from the 5 Heartbeats, okay?
You said that as soon as he came on screen. You knew exactly
what he was. Eddie Kane Jr. So if you are, like, look, shouts out to all the viewers that we have and everybody who's of the black persuasion and who may have watched 5 Heartbeats. You should have saw this scene and just went in your head, nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. I'll show it to you so you can reference it. But no, it was great. It was great to see him as that role because he looks and sounds what they needed him to look and sound like. So that was great. And to find out he's the one that brought Lala back.
Who do you want to see them bring back?
Miss Jilly from Philly.
I would love to see her because I think she was a little bit... I don't think she was used to her full potential.
Well...
And I'd like to see her come back. That's all.
I also love what they called it. I love what this is. This is their version of the Lazarus Pit. So...
gross. It's so gross though, the Lazarus Pit. They just throw you in and then you wander out and you're Jason Todd.
What do you mean just throw you? They throw a part of you in. Like, he didn't even throw
Which was actually very bad. Like, if you're going to take the idea of the Lazarus Pit and sort of ratchet it up, that's a really badass way to do it.
We need a third of your thigh meat. Come on, let's just drop this.
How many Lalas are walking around Freeland?
The last thing we definitely have to discuss, Agent Odell is spying on the Pearsons.
Oh, the ASA is everywhere. Which you alluded to in the beginning, we knew they were super evil, but... It's funny because there's that shot where they look like they're posing for a selfie. They're all like, hey.
And then he just goes into the camera. It's like, let me go and get this feed.
Yeah.
But this is how you know Agent Odell is even dirtier because he was like, no one else besides who's in this room knows what's going on. And the nurse, the aide that was working with Lynn is there. And she was like, yeah, nobody else. And then all you see him do is just plop, plop, plop. I'm like, whoop, that's what you do.
Now it's funny because there's a chance that they could flip him because it felt like a very Nick Fury move to me. And if he's been building the outsiders the whole time, and we learn that he's been driving towards the greater good, it'll be interesting if they try to do like a moral flip with this character. But
he comes off as an asshole still, no matter what.
Absolutely, and which I think is why they hired Bill Duke because he's great.
He's amazing.
But the way this episode ends, it definitely comes down on like dun dun dun, like very very evil,
very much
with the spirit of evil in our hearts. Jay, on a scale of 1 to 5 lightning bolts, what would you rate this episode?
Okay, I read the comments, which I normally not supposed to, and I know they're like, you guys rate every episode a 5.
They're great.
This one isn't a 5 for me. Here's why. I know it's building. It didn't give me everything yet. I give it a 4.5. Can we live with that? Can we live with that? 4.5? Thank you. No? You're right.
Are they gonna... it's fine. I'll agree with that. I think it leaves a lot of things open, and there are some pretty heavy shifts. I think the Agent Odell thing maybe could have been planted earlier, and I just wish we had more from Grace, because she's a character I'm really interested in. And I worry that as we're building this Jennifer ascension to becoming Lightning, or whatever she's going to be called, I worry that Grace is just going to be... threw him to the wind for the rest of the season.
And I'm hoping they're not just waiting to say, well, we'll build on Grace if season 3 now when we decide to do our outsiders, you know, but that's the case.
Jay, where can people find you to tell you their opinions on your opinions online?
I like how you did that.
Thank you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington. It's MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. My YouTube channel, youtube.com/JAY Washington80. Also, check out the Mad Titan podcast. I get you caught up on everything happening in the Marvel and DC live action universes. It's barbershop talk for nerds. You're going to like it.
Ooh, that's a great line. And don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you can see every episode here with Jay Washington and I. Support us directly on Patreon at patreon.com/Jawiin. Come join us in the Hall of Justice. Be a super friend. Join us in Crisis Club. And come back next week for the penultimate episode of Black Lightning.
I like how she did that.